Do you know what? If you cheered for that, you're in for a treat. If your standards are that low, you are going to love this. All right. So, we all settled? We all comfy? We all good? We've all had like a sandwich and a drink and like some sugar and we're ready to enjoy this? You sure? Yeah! Oh, I don't know if they're sure. What do you reckon? Do you want me to bring out our guest? Yeah! Alright, well, he's Canadian born, but we actually consider him Kiwi. He's best known for his roles on the television series Vampire Diaries. Have you seen that? Yeah! Alright, the originals, which is a delightful spin-off. He was in that as well. Saving Hope. It was a masterpiece. Terrible. And he's also a very talented writer and director, and also an all-round top bloke. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Daniel Gillies.
That's amazing. Oh yeah.
I want that at home. Every time I walk into a room, I want that noise.
Yeah, it takes a lot of schooling to orchestrate that, I will tell you. But my wife and family do that for me now. It's a good time. How are you all? Thank you for coming. I didn't think I was nearly this interesting. Obviously I am.
I think you are, actually, and I think that from watching your work, I think that there's a lot more to you than what you show us on screen. I think you're a very deep...
So what he's saying is, I'm bullshit. This is going swimmingly.
Swimming in what again?
Continue.
Well, I think that to bring the characters to life, it takes a certain depth of understanding as an individual to know and portray those nuances in the script. And you're just warming up to the idea of what's happening here. I think that those nuances that you portray through that show how intelligent you are as an actor. That's where I was going with it.
That's very charming of you. I love this shirt on you. It looks lovely. You look like a lampshade. No, I mean that affectionately. And a room that I would furnish myself.
These used to be my curtains.
Did the curtains match the carpet?
It's a smooth floor.
I'd love it if he had underwear, if he just tore up his pants right now and just matching.
Okay, do you know what? I would, except I haven't been to the gym in about 30 years.
You look fantastic. Let's, yes.
How about we move on to some questions? Shall we do that? Because do you guys have some questions?
Yes.
So if that's okay with you, I'll go take some questions from the adoring fans out here. And hopefully...
Does your mum look like Alicia Keys? Because yes.
All right, first question, up you get.
Hi.
Yeah, come on, stand up. All good.
What's your favorite type of music?
It's a wonderful question. You know, I adore a very wide range of music. At the moment, I love this guy Benjamin Clementine, who I've been listening to for about a year now, who I adore. He's like a British Parisian artist. But I love basically anything my kids listen to. I don't know if you guys have this expression in Australia, but we call it an earworm. Do you know what I mean? But my earworms are typically anything from the Disney movie soundtrack Frozen. I can't get it out of my head, and I know those lyrics timidly because of my daughter and son who love those movies. Anything that they're listening to. You know, it's crazy. My son's got quite sophisticated taste. He actually likes quite sad music. The other day he likes anything sort of haunting. And he was listening to like Philip Glass music, which is like the soundtrack to these eerie documentaries from the 90s. And he loves Bruce Springsteen, I'm on Fire, and songs like that, really strange sort of maudlin love songs. So I love anything that kind of like they love, that gets them excited. That's the answer to that question.
That's a great and loving answer to such a deep question. And equally deep, here we go. What's your name?
My name's Isabella Gloria Alfred.
What in God's name did you just say? I think I got my neighbours in there, and that's where we fell off a cliff together. Like Thelma and fucking Louise. What just happened? Slowly through that name.
Yeah, let's put that on half speed.
My name's Isabella Alfred.
Oh, that's not that difficult. See? And what we're making it places, holding hands, going over the cliff together. Hi, Isabel.
Hi, my question is, what is it like working in originals as a family-oriented and a loving cast? Also, I love you.
I'll answer the second comment first. You don't know me. And I'm a monster. We'll go to the first part of that. I think... What's it like being part of a cast that's a loving family, you said? I wouldn't know. I belong to a cast of savages. But one day I'll write to you personally to let you know what it feels like to have an actual affectionate environment to work in. For right now, I'm a POW. Hi.
All right, our next question. Stand up.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Josie. I have to read off my phone because I can't put words together right now. Did you
Big night.
Did you initially go for the role of Elijah? And if you could play any other character, who would you play?
Can you tell me the first part of the question again, honey?
Did you initially go for the role of Elijah?
Yeah, I did. I think they were looking for somebody older, and I went in. They'd been struggling to find him, I guess, for a little while. I went in late in the day. Late in the day meaning like weeks into their search for him, I believe, and then weeks and weeks after that, and I thought I did a decent job, but I heard nothing, like nothing at all, not even any feedback. And then I was on my way to my brother's bachelor party in Las Vegas. I was about to have a big party weekend, and then they told me on when I was on the way to debauchery, and I had to not be debauched while everybody else celebrated because they told me I had the role.
Is that on Google Maps? When you go to debauchery?
Debauchery is wonderful. Yeah, it's a slight departure from it's about 30 miles south of Vegas.
See, I probably missed it because I always avoid tolls.
You know what? A lot of people confuse Decadence as about 10 miles south of that. So it's a lot of caked up, but people go to Decadence more than debauchery. But I think actually, I'm going to stop this. All right. Did I answer both your questions? What was the other part?
Hang on. I'm going to get my steps up today.
And if you could play any other character, who would you want to play?
Nobody. They're all
Just
bullshit.
Elijah.
Elijah's Hi.
All right, next question. Two voices in stereo. Here we go.
Can I ask you, the audience, a question first?
Yeah, go for it.
Be honest with me, because I'm just asking this, and I know this is not the political climate to really be asking this, but how much do I look like a sex offender in this outfit with this mustache? Because I can see myself in that, and I'm like, don't. This looks like somebody who has to come and knock on doors when he's new in the neighborhood.
Just in case you...
sorry, I fucking moved that across the...
For those people at the back, he's actually pointing at the screen, not this girl in the front. Just so you know.
No, she's not.
All right, next question. Come on, stand up.
Hi, I'm Bella. And I'm Bree.
Hi, I'm sex offender.
If you weren't an actor, what would you be doing today?
Well, obviously offending with sexual acts. No, I think I would probably be doing something artistic because I don't really want to work. I imagine like I'd be a writer or a painter, I think. Something that involves imagination and a whole lot of self-loathing. Something where I can just bury myself in whiskey at the end of each day. That's not going to happen. Hi.
All right, our next question.
Hello, I'm Alison.
Yes, you definitely are.
I'm a big fan of all your work, and you're an incredible human being. And I have these viewers as well.
No, we can't do gifts, but I can walk it down.
He's going to walk it down.
If
And by that
if
he's
you
just going to trot all over
You just
it.
want to fold your donation carefully. It's a delivery fee. It's like Uber Eats. Sorry, keep going.
Do you have any tips for aspiring actresses?
Yes.
Okay.
You want them? There's never been a better time in history to create and make your own material. Don't wait for anyone. Never ever wait. There's that beautiful, the Dr. Seuss book, Oh, the Places You'll Go, you know? And they talk about it. You guys know the book, right? And in Oh, the Places You'll Go, there's this wonderful chapter that's like, never let yourself be in the waiting place. Just don't wait for anything. Make your own stuff. Like, get together with you guys have like all these platforms that you can use. Like, you can shoot movies on your phone. I mean, I think the movie that won, I think it's called Tangerine, it won the Sundance Grand Jury Prize a few years ago, was shot on iPhones. You guys have those things like shoot your own stuff, make your own stuff, read plays, put on plays, make your own stuff. My advice to aspiring actors is get used to making your own stuff and make it and put it on, and don't be afraid to be bad. Like, just be bad for a while. It doesn't, like, if I was your age and I wanted to be a decathlete tomorrow, like, you know, chances are you're not going to be terrific immediately. But people have this weird expectation. I notice it particularly in Australia and New Zealand. We have this idea of talent. It's a disease. We talk about like, oh well, he's a natural or she's a natural, and to me, I don't really care about that kind of philosophy. To me, it's like it's hard work or it's nothing. Like, if you want to do something and you apply yourself to it, you become good. I knew people that I trained with years ago who were much better actors than I was, much better, naturally, who don't do it anymore. You know, I just kept with it. It's really, the natural ability is kind of like a stepping stone, but then it's just a whole lot of hard work. And also focus on being good, don't focus on being famous. Hi.
That's amazing advice, there.
You sound surprised.
No. I'm just saying, John D. Martini also talks a lot about putting effort and energy into different things in order to be successful. So, insightful words. Our next question. Names?
Hi, I'm Christine. I'm Sarah.
Hi.
And the question
We were wondering if there was any pranks played on the set of Originals, and if so, which one was your favourite?
I get asked this question at every single one of these panels that I do. I should have made something up by this stage that can satisfy this itch. I can never ever respond to this question well. What I usually fall back on is just saying that the whole situation is so hilarious. Like, we don't take the work very seriously, you know. I mean, we do, but in between shots we're entertaining each other. So it was all kind of funny. I should really make something up. It's unfortunately I'm always boring when they question it. It feels like it's going to be the most exciting question, and it's the most boring answer because we're not pranky people. We're just naturally funny. Hi.
and consistently. All right, next question. Okay, and your name is?
Krista.
I will hold the mic.
Hi, Daniel.
Yep, right panel.
I was just wondering, what you liked most about your character, and were you disappointed about the ending, like how Elijah just died and never got a reunion?
Spoiler alert. After him.
I take it that a lot of you didn't know that.
It's about the journey, not the destination.
Thank you. I didn't care what they did because it was the end. I was confused by it, and they didn't care to explain it to me, and that's their loss and not mine. As for the other part of your question, which was, what was the other part of the question? I'm so sorry. What was the first part of the question?
It was about going over here doing it.
Sorry, mate.
No, that's all right. That's all right. It was about your character. Were you upset?
No, I answered that part, and then the other part was
the ability to. I'm trying not to repeat the spoiler for those people that missed it.
What I like about Elijah.
What they said.
I had these. I answered this last week, but they for my shirts they made these diaper these nappies. But there were sort of these clip-on things that went under my undercarriage, and then I could clip my shirt beneath my pants, and it would keep my shirts crispy at all times. And these shirts were tailor-made. They were $600 from Antos in Los Angeles. Look it up. Amazing. I never wanted them crinkled, and that little... It's not funny. This is how hard I work for you. I have them on every shirt. That's my favorite part of being Elijah. Fine.
Where did you buy it? Where do you get them from? I'm just saying.
The crotch things?
Yeah.
But
or are they custom made?
They were custom made, and my wardrobe lady worked with some speed skaters at one point, and apparently they like to have their
paranoid about
costumes.
crinkled shirts.
Thank you. And that's how they did it. They would make sort of these diaper things. So I now wear adult diapers at all times. I never go to the bathroom anymore. I'm doing it now.
I thought you looked relaxed.
I'm so relaxed. Why do you think I look so relaxed? It depends.
Best handled with poise, good sir. All right, our next question.
Hi, I'm Tiana. So my question is... Oh, sorry, you can answer. My question is...
Sorry, what?
You were about to speak.
No, I was just getting the mic up to my face. It takes me about 10 minutes to find where my mouth is through this moustache, so I thought I should start.
My question is, out of both the Vampire Diaries and the originals, what scene or episode has been the most emotionally challenging for you to film?
So, it's a great question. I mean, quite often you're going through shit in your own life when you're doing stuff, and I happened to be going through some really tough stuff when I was filming. What is that?
Someone's got a Harry Potter ringtone.
Sounds like the soundtrack to a medieval banquet or something.
That's pretty much Harry Potter.
Oh, it is. Okay, beautiful. Did you guys watch? Have you guys seen any of season 5? So the one where Elijah is on his own journey, you know, like we're discovering he's lost his memory. I was going through a tough time at that time, so I don't know. I don't know if that reflects in the performance. It was actually kind of great because he was going through such a difficult time. I just ended up using it. I felt very lucky to actually have all of these shitty feelings going on inside because I could use it the experiences like an exorcism. I kind of think that's why the reason why children are so happy, you know, because when they feel something adverse or challenging or shitty, they just express it and they cry, or you know. And actors, people often disparagingly call us big babies, and they're right, we are big babies. We actually get to sort of do what kids do, which is just to sort of express those things. So I just used it. Anyway, I don't know if that answered your question, but.
All right, our next question.
Hi, my name's Karen. I follow you on Instagram. I was just wondering, out of all of the causes and charities you support, what's your favourite?
I like them all. I'm not being a politician about that. They were all important to me, but I do think the one I'm going to return to is the one in Uganda. Like, I really want to go help the situation in South Sudan. Thank you for asking.
And incidentally, everyone should be following you on Instagram so they can understand more about the charity work that you do and all the other cool stuff you do as well.
That's very kind of you to promote me like that. Oh, I meant it, Jesus. Am I that insincere? When I finally say something sincere, nobody believes me. I'm the Daniel who cried wolf, aren't I? And just I'm the hybrid who cried wolf. It doesn't work, I'm not a hybrid. I'm the vampire who cried wolf. Oh, stop. Stop.
All right. Next question.
Hi, my name's Sana. Is there a line on the originals or the Vampire Diaries that stuck with you, and what is it?
Yeah, I mean, Joseph Morgan said to me, "You'll never work in this fucking town again." He said that religiously, actually, kind of almost, before every scene we ever did. Joke was on him though. I worked in that town every day for 5 or so years, so. We never did scenes together though, so he did kind of win and I haven't worked since, so he might have had a point. God, I hate that guy. Next question.
All right, here we go. Stand up.
Hey, Daniel.
And what's your name?
Danielle.
Beautiful. I heard it when you put the emphasis on
I'm
different
going to struggle remembering this.
So my first question is, can you take off the hat?
My first answer will be no.
Fine. So what are you working on now?
Hand hair. I'm working on hand hair. It's not like having to style it. Oh, look even more sex offending.
Is that a brand?
Yeah. It's an Italian brand of belts. Sorry, what else? What was my other part of the question? What am I working on? I'm doing a movie here in Australia, a sci-fi thing. That's actually coincident. That's kind of why I'm able to be here, because I was doing the movie here. That's enough. My hair's terrible. What is it? Jeez, I like the hat. I like the hat. Can I can't look like a destitute trucker?
10-4. All right, next question.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I was wondering whether you stand by religious morals in the originals, and also if you actually play the
I'm not listening to a word you're saying. There's a crispy $10 bill here on the spot. See? Now I'm really curious how it got here. Did it fall out of my pocket?
I'm going to say yes, but it's yours.
Young lady, I apologize. That was very rude of me. Sorry, you were saying?
if you stand by Elijah's morals in the originals, and whether you actually play the piano.
No, I don't play the piano. And do I stand by his morals?
Yeah, like family forever and...
Yeah, but he says family. Okay, so that what he says and what he does are two different things, you know. Like I think I like to stick to what I say a little bit more than he does. He's not family before. I don't buy that for a second with him. I mean, Enrique, their first brother, is in a box. It's been in a box forever. They don't give a fuck about Finn. He's gone. Cole was kind of like, sure, we sort of care about you, but no, like, they're not family above all. Like, I think Finn is the greatest example. The mother they don't care about, the father they want, you know. When they mean family, I think they mean siblings above all, but they don't even mean every sibling. Like, what does that show even mean? I mean, when you say always and forever, is that not the same as saying always and always? What's the difference between those two words? Then you can tell I'm not doing the show anymore, can't you? What did I even play in that? I was a werewolf. Sorry.
So you mentioned you were working on a film. Did you tell us what film it was?
I did not. Next question. No, it was Occupation as the name of the film.
Yes, we know you had one. You're in the film. But,
I'm in the film.
Did you? Oh, the film was called Occupation.
Yes, it is. It is. Yeah, I really. This is one.
All right. This is Bailey. Do you have a question?
What's your favourite movie or TV show that you've performed in? And my dad's name is Daniel.
Do you know what Daniel means?
No.
Is your dad there?
No. He's at work.
Okay, I want you to challenge him tonight. It's Hebrew. And Daniel, it means, it says true sort of means, God is my judge, or only God may judge me.
Okay.
So none of you people count. You can say what you want about my hair and my hat. Does anyone listen to it? Sorry, what were we talking about? Daniel, what was the question?
I'll let you say the question again.
What's your favourite movie or TV show that you've performed in?
My own movie. I did a movie called Broken Kingdom a few years ago. I think it's on iTunes and Amazon. Showtime bought it. It's about this guy who is in Bogota, Colombia, and he rescues this street girl from an attack, and there's a relationship with her. And it's sort of it's a movie I made for very little money, and I'm very proud of the movie, and I think it's really pretty. And my wife is amazing in the movie. Thank you.
What's it like? Just talking about that, you weren't just in that. You know, that was your film. You wrote it. That was your story that you communicated. How does that differ from being an actor and just reading someone else's lines? Is the connection a lot deeper for you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it was so. Well, you're gambling everything, you know. Like you got nothing else to hide behind. I mean, the rest of the time, like actors often, like when we do interviews, people will say to us, "What drew you to this role?" And you'll think, "The fucking money. I needed. I was building a house. I had 2 kids. Like, you know, like your responsibilities are like everybody else's." And we're very lucky in that we, I personally feel very lucky in that I'm a working actor, because I have hundreds of actor mates who don't work like we do, you know, and we're very lucky to work the way that we do. And when I was making my own thing, it's all you. So everything it hurts so much when people don't like it. But actually, it's not about whether people don't like it. It's whether people whose opinion you value don't like it. And then, you know, and that happened a couple of times. But it was, I had to do it. I couldn't. I think it's a really good movie. You all have to watch it now. It's dark. But it's really pretty. So I think it's a really pretty story. Broken Kingdom. That's my plug.
Check it out.
Thank you.
All right. Our next question. Do you want to stand up?
Hi, I'm Emily. In the originals, who's your favourite sibling and why?
Favourite siblings?
Enrique. He's good and quiet and very good. Next question.
All right, going from on to down here. Yes, what's your question?
I'm Rihanna, and I'm a massive fan of the originals, but just a random question, because you're in Brisbane, what is like your favourite thing to do here and your favourite place to go?
So I've been here less than 17 hours or something. I'd have to say I went for a walk by the river last night, and I went to the South Bank, and I walked along underneath those beautiful bougainvillea arches. I walked past the giant Brisbane sign, and I went through those bougainvillea arches, and I went to there was a beer garden and a market there and everything. And I just missed my children. You know, I wish they were there, because there's a beautiful little wading pools and everything with the playgrounds. I thought, man, this looks so fun, and I really would like to take my kids to there. So that's my favorite place I've been to so far, even though I didn't participate. It did look like there was a couple making love in the water. And by looked like, I mean they absolutely were making love in the water. I'm not sure I'd call that love making either, what I saw. It's pretty brutal. Let's just say that those small reservoirs of water have probably fathered a lot of children. Have sired a lot of Brisbanians.
We do now. With
Brisbanians. And take it.
All right, next question. Totally unrelated, thankfully.
Hi, my name's Davina. If you could be any Shrek character, who would you be and why?
My son makes me donkey every day. He doesn't like. He actually knows I do a good Shrek, but he insists on being Shrek. My daughter is. Well, what's the princess? What's her name? Fiona. My daughter is Fiona. My son makes me be donkey when we're driving. He loves it when we're driving, and I'm like, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" And then he makes me go like donkey does.
Okay, next question.
Hi, Ken. We met yesterday outside.
Yeah, I remember.
Do you want your wallet back?
Oh, dude!
That's my $10.
So sorry. I apologize.
That's okay. No, it's okay. I would give it to you, but there's a $10 delivery fee. Do you want a receipt?
I have nimble hands.
Well, I sort of
He said she got very soft and loving hands. Ken's hands. Feel Ken's hands. Feel them. You gorgeous. Soapy almost.
That feels like...
Where is your Japanese counterpart? Get her up here. Stand up, honey. Everybody has to say, arigatou gozaimashita. We love you. All right, sorry.
Do you know the $10 is actually quite warm?
Is that? It's Ken's hands.
That feels like a lifetime of avoiding manual labour. All right, your question.
I realized you were, I think, trying to disguise yourself, but I kind of realized you because you're wearing some really good clothes. So I wanted to ask, what's your favorite brand of clothes?
You're very sweet. I feel like I look like a homeless fucking degenerate, but it's very sweet. There's nothing.
Where do you live? I want to be homeless there.
Touché. I typically buy G-Star or All Saints and whatever else I can find and steal from my wardrobe at work.
And I'm sorry, it's continuing. Part two.
Sorry, I also wanted to ask, the suits that you wear on the originals, is there like a place that you get that from? Or like
Yeah, so John Barbados makes the suits. They started, they were just one of the ones that sort of fit the best, and they usually do a range of like 20 a season, or sometimes like 12 a season, 12, 13 a season, as what they reduced them down to, which got weird for us because we'd exhaust the whole John Barbados like kind of selection and on the show, amazingly, as cheap as they were on the show, they didn't want to recycle those suits. So
they mentioned John Barbados in the Vampire Diaries as well, right?
Yeah, I know that Ian wears them as well. Not as well as I do. He's so fat, and he's a little girl. Ian's like a little girl on a suit. Hey, don't you? No scorn.
And
we're being real here. We're getting real.
And seriously, your $10? You sure?
Oh yeah. It was
what a generous guy. $10?
Everybody look up your seats. You all got $10.
I love that. You get $10. You get nothing. All right, next question. Let's go for a wander down here. Hello, how are you? Good. Come on, stand up.
I gotta say, this is the most fun part of the whole. I wish we did this. I wish these were longer, these panels, and I wish that I had one every day. I really do. You guys are so fun. They're really fun. Actually, you know what? Maybe with the Aussies, it's just more fun. But it is. Hey, that's a nice T-shirt. Everything's more fun with an Aussie. It's kind of too much writing on a T-shirt, isn't it? You and I will make it up with our clothing company, whatever we come up with. We'll make it look sexy. Yes.
You know, we could all go on tour with you. What do you reckon?
It'll be $10 Australian each, thank you.
All right, and your name and question.
Hello, I'm Ashley. I was just wondering if you had a fun fact about yourself that we might not know about.
Or an interesting fact. Or maybe those two facts could be the same.
Yeah. It was interesting how suspicious you were that I didn't have anything interesting about me. He doesn't even care. We used to be lovers, he and I.
I do care.
Before we moved to Melbourne, he and I used to have a little thing. I still love you, man. It's just hard because you're overseas. He's a dreadful kisser, I'll tell you that.
You only grew facial hair to get rid of the beard bird.
I come with... Stop it.
Interesting fact about you, other than our unspoken love.
I'm good at Tetris. Like really, really insanely good at Tetris. I only play it on like level 16 or above. I can play for hours. I don't know why, I'm just good at Tetris. It's a useless skill to have. It's a completely useless skill to have.
It is.
I'm good at packing trucks.
I was going to say spatial orientation.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like trucker. But no, I'm good at Tetris. What else is a useless fact? I can whistle and hum at the same time. I can make excellent robot machine noises. So many pointless skills. I make beautiful fart sounds with my hands.
Please do.
Joseph Morgan loves those. Before each take, during each take, and after each take.
So can I think those noises, I'm an audio guy, I think those fart noises are just so amazing. I'd like to record them and make them a ringtone available on iTunes. What do you reckon?
Sounds amazing.
I think that's another business idea right there.
Beautiful.
All right. Oh no, there you are. Here we go, next question.
Hey, I'm Ben.
You too, snap. Didn't see that coming, did you?
Oh, I did. Weird question. What's it like kissing Phoebe Tonkin?
Aggressive. It's aggressive. She uses a lot more tongue than I want her to. I told her to settle down. I'm friends with Paul, and I was like, hey, chill out. I was like, I know this is a lot to deal with. And you probably, as soon as you saw me, you probably wanted to put your tongue into me somewhere or how. No, this is poor behavior on her part. And she's bloody lucky I haven't outed her in the era of #Me3. Hi.
Next question.
Hi, I'm Abigail. I'm so glad to be here.
I'm so glad to be here.
It is. I am literally going to have a busy day. I start placement on Monday, so very busy.
You start what?
Placement. I'm a uni student, so it's really exciting to be here. Just wondering, have you ever been up to North Queensland?
No, I'm kind of in love. I wandered around Gold Coast last week, and it was just so pretty, man. Like, I'd heard all these different stories about it. I went to visit my sister in Melbourne, in Balneary, at the beginning of the week, and then I went to the Gold Coast, and I just had such a beautiful time exploring. It's a truly wonderful country. I want to explore Queensland more. I want to bring my kids back here.
All right, and the next
my legitimate ones and my illegitimate ones.
New and future.
Thank you.
Well, you should definitely go up to North Queensland. It's just as beautiful out there. We'd love to see you up there.
Thank you.
Go to North Queensland.
Come to Townsville.
Yeah. Cairns is good.
Yeah.
All right. There's other nice places around that too. I'm by no means a spokesperson for the tourism board. Okay, what's your question?
Who do you think deserves Elena, Damon or Stefan?
Neither of them. They're bullshit. Next question.
All right, here we go.
Hi, my name is Gemma, and I just wanted to ask, what was your favourite season to film in the originals?
You know, my instinct says that looking back, there's something about season 3, because we thought it was going to be really difficult, and it ended up being even more difficult than we imagined. But we sort of did some stuff in there that I thought was kind of interesting. And probably season 1 and season 3. Thank you.
All right, our next question, movie related.
Hi, I'm Kirsten, and I was just wondering if you could be in any movie, what would it be?
If you could be in any movie, what would it be? Sorry to make you walk back. You know what? You need to work out. I want you to get that.
You eat one donut.
That's what it was, and it was all through your beautiful beard. She kissed so terribly with.
You said you liked Jen.
Stop doing this in front of public audiences. We've discussed this ad nauseum.
Okay. What movie?
What movie?
What's the last movie you saw?
Venom.
Okay, there you go. Great.
Venom.
Yes.
What would you be in Venom?
Okay. I'm just going to sit down now.
I'm not really sure.
Because there was lots of characters.
You got me on stage. You ask a question that even you can't answer. What do you expect me to do with it? You know what? I'd like to be in a movie where I help you determine what role you want to play. And that's just the whole story. It's just me trying to finagle, getting you into meetings, convincing the casting that you're ideal for Venom for a role that you don't even fucking know what you want to do. Let's do that. Next question.
All right. Let's go down here. Hello. What movie do you want to be? No, let's not go there.
Hi, my name is Tracy. I love you, and I was...
You can't say you love him and make eye contact with me. That's not how this works.
That has happened before,
I was just
actually.
wondering, in The Vampire Diaries, which favourite episode were you in, kind of thing?
Favourite episode of The Vampire Diaries?
Thank you. I don't really have one. I remember, I specifically remember filming one in the first season I was in, I think, where Elena was in the house on the lake or something, and I think I was invading it and kind of coming to destroy her and Damon. I think that was, and she stabs me or something, I think, at it. I was always getting stabbed. Maybe one of those? Sure. Let's go with that. Where's the one? Was there one where I made out with Elena? Yeah, I kissed Catherine. No, I kissed Elena. It was Elena. Let's go with the one where I kissed Nina Dobrev. Sure.
Winning. All right, another Vampire Diaries question, and we're sort of to the tail end of our time here.
Hello, my name's Michelle.
Hi.
What is your favourite character in Vampire Diaries?
Can I say originals?
Yeah.
Right.
Did you say no to that?
There's an Aussie
That's a
guy.
yes.
There's an Aussie actor called Oliver Ackland, and he played Tristan in the originals. And he's such a magnificent actor, and he's so talented and so good. And he was my favorite character in the show. I want one more question.
Do you know what? I want one more question too. How about we have the same question? What do you reckon? Do you think that works all right?
Yeah.
So how about, since there's only one question left and a lot of people have their hands up, how about you pick which section of the audience, and then I will find a question from that section. You can narrow it down for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So, should we do it on who cheers the loudest?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, okay. So, this is where the final question comes from. This side? This side? In the middle. Your call. Oh my God, there's a bald spot.
Don't you think the middle wins by sheer populace? Like, has it been unfair that they got more people?
See, this is a personality trick for you because I'm trying to work out whether you're a extremes of the bell curve or a middle of the bell curve guy.
Gotcha.
See what I'm doing?
Yeah, see what you've done.
Yeah.
Oh God. I think I just pooped a little in my own adult diet.
It's as deep as a kiddie's wading pool.
So, let's do it again. Like you mean it though. Like you actually mean it. Like you care about me. That's pretty good. It's these guys. That's great. Yeah.
Do you know why you won?
Not that I don't like you all. Maybe we do one. Okay.
Do you know why you guys won? Because I was already on that side.
Sure.
That is exactly why.
Cancer. The moment he moves away, things flourish. Things flourish in his absence.
Now you sound like my mum.
Sorry.
All right. What's your question?
Hi, my name is Fiona.
That's great. Anyway, let's continue. What is the question?
I was just wondering.
Hold on, before you ask, just know this could be the last question at this entire panel, so it's got to have a level of monumentalism.
No pressure.
And go.
What was the hardest scene or like the best scene for you to film in the Vampire Diaries or the originals?
The best scene for me to film was I got weirdly shaky at the end of the originals, not in the final scene, when we shot the final scene last. It was the end of the whole thing, and I don't know why, but it was like this weird catharsis or something. I shook a lot. It could be to do with the pounds of cocaine and Adderall that I'd had before, and the 7 bottles of Jack Daniels that I drank that morning. But I'm just going to say that it was something emotional and psycho-spiritual. But no, that scene was incredibly difficult. It was hey, you don't leave me, I leave you. Sit in fucking seats. I'm a big deal in the following countries I'm having Croatia, Poland, Democratic Republic of Congo. Hey! I'm watching you out the back there. Unbelievable.
Sorry. I think what Daniel's trying to say is stay.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was wonderful being with you guys. What a great crowd you are, and thank you so much for having me and tolerating me and letting me look like a sex offender on stage with a bad hat.
Check out his film and all his amazing work, Daniel Gillies. Thank you so much, guys. And Ben Sorensen is